Hey guys, it's me. I'm back again. I come back to show you my lifted trucks customs. This is just some of them. This isn't all of them, but this here is actually the very first custom I ever done, and it's in pretty bad shape. So I'm in the process of working on it. As you can see, I got the back axle lift kit off. I might show you a little bit of how I do my lift kits. I'll do a full tutorial on it, but I might show you a little bit right now of how I do them. But actually what I did is, as you can see, this piece right here is just a roll pin, or a tensy pin if you go to the hardware store. They have the little slit in them, and what I do is I take my Dremel and I cut that slit out a little bit bigger so I can pop the axle of the tires down in there, and that makes the axle housing for it. Now on this one they roll, but it's kind of tight because that super glue stuck to them. So I gotta do some modification on this. Like I said, this was the very first one I ever done. But as you can see, what I was talking about the other day is whenever you put it on there, you see how you can see the light through the bottom of the body and the axle. It's more like an actual truck. Between the body and the axle, you can see the lifted part. You can see light through it. But see, this is the base off of a F-150. It ain't got the wheels on it, but you see how it's solid. Right here is solid. The tires would be sticking out on the side, and you wouldn't be able to see any light through here on the truck. But my lift kits, you can actually see between the truck and the tires. But this is what it started out as. It started out as a Matchbox lifeguard truck, and I cut the surfboard off the top. I cut it out, the whole surfboard off, and actually I took the gun off of one of these guys and I glued it on there, and I made this more or less like an apocalypse bug out type get out my way truck. This is another one that I used the mesh from Mr. Ellie Diecast. He gave me the pointer on how to do that, and this was actually the first truck I made after asking him about it. But it's the way the lift kits work. Back to that is instead of just gluing it on here on the round surface, because this is normally just rounded, it'd be kind of hard to get it exactly straight. Whenever you set it across here, it'd be kind of hard to get it perfect because it would just slide on that surface. So what I do is I eyeball it in this little notch where the axle normally goes. I take my Dremel with a cutoff wheel and I cut a little notch right there, and I do that on both sides. And now what I do is I take and glue a little paper clip in that slot after I put my axle in there, so the paper clip clogs up the slot so the axle can't slide out. And what that paper clip also does, that little piece of paper clip, is it'll line up in them notches you cut off, and it'll hold it there so it won't slip, it won't slide, and it'll be straight. And that's how I do my lift kits. Now, as I'll show you in a minute on a Datsun, this style doesn't always work. Some of them, the little part where you glue the axle doesn't lift it up high enough. As you can see on this Datsun, it started out as that little lowrider guy. You see the big difference now, right? What I had to do, this was also a prototype, but that's why it has plastic wheels on it, is I took, as you can see in there, you see the little loops in the fender wells there? It's on all four sides. What that is that's eyelets, like wire connector eyelets, and I had to bend them to fit them in there. And as you can see, it lifted up the body a lot higher off of the axle. You can see a lot more. Let me see if I can hold it where you can see it. You can see a lot more light in there. That's what I had to do to get these tires down low enough so that it would actually roll, and it does. It rolls pretty well. And actually what I did on this one as well is I took the light bar out the back of a Toyota, the roll bar and lights out of the back of a Toyota, and I cut it down to size to fit in there. And you can still see through the back glass and everything, made it fit right, made it look right. I plan on doing a lot more of these lifted Datsuns. That's why I got so many of the yellow ones at K-Day. I'm going to do some custom paint lift kits and all. And another reason I'm doing plastic tires on my trucks right now is I ran out of off-road real riders, so whenever I get some more of those, I'll be back in business on those. But the next one I got here is a Matchbox Toyota 4Runner. And actually, I dropped it just a second ago before I come in here to do the video, and it broke the bumper off, so I had to super glue that on real quick before I did the video. But I did a lift kit on it as well. As you can see, there is a big difference in what it started out as this guy and what I made it into. Like I said, I put the brush guard on there. I put that brush guard on there. I also put these yellow wheels. I think it complements the Tempos pretty good with that yellow line on them black wheels. But these come off of a Toyota Tundra, a Hot Wheels Toyota Tundra. And I also did a little bit of tail lights. It's kind of a sloppy job. That was the first attempt I ever did at small details, and it wasn't a very successful one. But the basket on top I made out of paper clips, and as you can see, it's not perfectly lined up. I had to do I used the gel super glue and let it get kind of almost dry, and then put it in there and held it there till it dried, which was pretty difficult. So if anybody else knows a better way to make the baskets, I know Seth or Mr. Sensitivity does a lot of baskets on his stuff. It'd be nice if he'd do a video. I might have to ask him to do a video on how he does his baskets, because I'd really like to do it. And that super glue is just way too aggravating. As you can see, it doesn't get it perfect. Now, I got the back pretty good, but the front's not very good. But I'd like to get that and get it where it looks really nice. But this one I showed y'all guys yesterday in a video. It's my lifted Hooligan. It started out as one of these, not necessarily this particular model. It didn't have brown. As you can see, it had red interior and red motor. But I put a lift kit on it, and I put some off-road wheel riders. Most of these off-road wheel riders I have come from the Star Trek series Jeep Wagoneer, and I'll show you one of them in a minute that I customized. But this here bull bar come off of a Matchbox truck, and this here light bar actually come off of one of these trucks. As you can see, the lights sticking up over that snowplow right there. I actually had to cut that out, and that square incision in there was solid, so I had to take my Dremel and clean that out to make it look right. Put that light bar in there. I did a little bit of silver highlights in that grill right there to make it look a little bit more metallic like it would in real life. And as you can see again, you can see light through my lift kit. But the lift kits are a lot easier to do on these metal bodies, it seems like. Plastic bodies is the same. I mean, it's not too much different, but the glue tends to adhere from the metal roll pin to the metal body a lot quicker and easier than it does the plastic. And actually, you probably could use JB Weld or whatever, but I use super glue, and then I go back later on if it still doesn't feel secure enough and throw in some clear plastic, or not plastic, but clear epoxy on it, and get it to hold a little better. But another one of my customs that I've done, it started out as this guy. It's a Matchbox police SUV. I don't remember the exact name of it. Sport SUV is the name of it, but it started out, I think I got this in a multi-pack, and I made it in this guy. Put a lift kit on it. I'm still going to do some work to it. I think I'm going to do a brush guard on it and paint out the little details now that I'm getting better at that. But I thought those blue wheels, they come off of a Hot Wheels, but I thought they looked nice with that blue glass and that light bar on top there. I figured it just looked really good together. Like I said, I'm out of off-road wheel riders right now, so plastic tires is what I'm doing until I find some more. My Walmart's is kind of dry, but whenever they come back out with some Hot Wheels that's got the off-road wheel riders at Walmart, I'll be picking every one up I can find. But here's my Toyotas. I mentioned yesterday in a video that almost all my Toyotas have wheel riders on them, and here's 3 of the 5 variations, and they have wheel riders on them. And actually, I did this wheel swap yesterday on this Cool Classics, and I used Deals on Diecast method. He posted a video on. As you can see, I didn't drill out the rivets at all, and actually deep down in the wheel there, it looks like a factory axle with the head on the axle there to holding the tire on. But they roll very well. If you hadn't checked it out yet, y'all want to get into some customs, do some wheel swaps without drilling them out, check out Deals on Diecast. He's got some very informative videos, very helpful. But I used his method on this, and I went back and also used it on this one, this Hot Ones. Like I said, it looks a lot cleaner. I'll show you an example of the way this is the way I used to do my wheel swaps before. Watch Bare Metal Hot Wheels' video on how he does his axle swaps and all. And takes a little metal bead from the jewelry section at Walmart or Hobby Lobby or wherever, and he put it on instrument wire, but I used a 0.32 brass rod as axle material. I put it on there, and it works well, but it has that, I don't know if you can see it, how it sticks up, that metal bead in there, because it doesn't recess into the rim like the needle heads do, because that's the axle itself on this is just needles from the sewing section at Walmart, but it looks a lot cleaner that way. Alright, the last custom that I'm going to show right now is this Jeep Wagoneer. It's one of the ones from the Star Trek pop culture set, but I blacked it out because I think it looks a lot better than that pink. I collect the Wagoneers as well. I got the Star Trek one in there, and I got the one from the Boulevard series supposed to be on the way, and the only one I'm missing of the variations is the mail-in, and I'm working on getting that one as well. But I like these Wagoneers. Actually, I like any lifted off-road vehicle, as you might can tell. But as I said in the last video, I was going to show you a way to lift one of these little lowrider Nissan Titans. This is actually the lowrider Nissan Titan from the Christmas set from this year. So they don't make a variation of it that's lifted up. Like the Sam Walton truck is a 79 F-150, but they make the lifted version and call it a Texas Drive 'em. They also have the Flash Sider, which is just a Chevrolet truck, but they make a lifted version. It's a 4x4 version. So I wanted a lifted Nissan Titan, and I didn't want to do my normal lift kit because it'd be very difficult with this in here. It'd make your wheels really close together and wouldn't look right, or you can make your axle tube longer, but it'd look ugly because you could see it through there. So found a way to do it, and let me see if I can get the light right. But it's a 97 Ford F-150 base, and as you can see, the rivets and all line up. So all you gotta do is drill the rivets out of one of these, drill the rivets out of a F-150, pop the base off, and pop it onto one of these Nissan Titans. You have a lifted Nissan Titan. So I actually haven't had wheels on this one yet because I'm gonna go back in and fill this bed in, make it a full bed instead of that ugly hole right there where you can see through it. I don't like that, and I don't like that gold, so I'm gonna try to take that gold plating off and strip the paint down. But hopefully I can get some more stuff to get some real riders going on these off-road trucks. I have some regular real riders in there. I got some muscle cars and stuff that I'm working on. I got some stuff that I want to send out to a few people as RAOKs. So I don't want to show them on here. If I get them sent out soon, maybe you can see them on the other people's channel, because there's a couple of guys I'm gonna send some stuff to. But I appreciate y'all watching my videos. Let me know what you think, and hopefully I can give you some more quick tips, and I'll make a full tutorial a little bit later on how to do the lift kits on these trucks. But I appreciate you watching. Give me some likes. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to see, and I appreciate it. Have a good day, guys.